Scott and to Melanie to take it away. Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot, Vince. And so, welcome everybody. We are really excited to share the next hour with you, share our excitement for this topic of diversity, inclusion, and how our biases play into that mix of what we're trying to accomplish in organizations like Heartland. Before I kick into gear, I want to thank Melanie Miller, my longtime friend and colleague, for driving the bus with me today. I want to give big thanks to Alex and Casey from Heartland Women's Network. They were incredibly supportive and encouraging, and especially Casey. Casey really held my hand through this experience, which is my first time doing a broadcast like this. 20 plus years doing training, and this is the first virtual presentation. Thanks, COVID. Thanks, Casey. Thanks, Heartland. And so we are, in this hour, trying to recreate or create what some of you might have missed if you had planned to attend the Diamond Conference in Louisville on March 9th, which is when Melanie was to speak and do a keynote. We've attempted to take that content, make it interactive as much as possible through GoToWebinar. And as you've heard already, the more engaged you are in the technology, the more you'll get from the program. So let's kick into gear. First, I have to give a shout out to my team. Melanie's there in the yellow jacket in case you can't make the correlation. We are a squad of about 10 consultants that live all over the US, and almost everyone in that picture was on the global payments training rollout, and we delivered workshops all over the US last year, as well as in Europe, Asia, and Australia. So we've had an incredible relationship with Global Payments and Heartland, and this is a super treat for us to be with you today. The work that we've been doing for most of us for 20 to 30 years is all around how do we make sure we have the right people at the table, and that means a broad, diverse range of perspectives, backgrounds, cultures, ways of seeing the world, and as important, creating a culture where all those voices can be leveraged, utilized, and help us to win in the marketplace. So that's the work that we do. And back when I was at IBM, I decided to put all my effort into this topic of unconscious bias. And now that I'm out on my own, this is all we do. We talk to companies around the world about how our view of the world affects the decisions that we make. So at the core of our conversation this hour is our brain. We don't know everything about neuroscience, hardly anything. We'll share about 90 seconds of that in this presentation, but we're really focused on how our brain affects the way we make decisions about people and about our teams, about our customers, about our families, about everything that we do. So let's start with a little brain teaser. And this is the cool part of our amazing brain, is that we can see a little bit of data out in the universe. And because we've been around the block a few times, we can figure out what's missing. So if we had you in the ballroom in Louisville or at one of our workshops, we asked you to yell out what you're reading, we would hear in unison, ice cream is good. And then we would share the gotcha moment that our brains actually see a little bit of data and make up what's missing, and we assume we're right. The whole goal of our time today is to remind ourselves, like Vince said, that we have invisible biases that are always influencing the way we see the world. And if we can just slow down, push the pause button, and question, is it ice cream or ice cream is good, something familiar, or might it be something different? So this sums it up. Our brains seem to have evolved to be good enough most of the time. And most of the time is probably okay in our personal lives, but at work, we want to become much stronger in our EQ to be able to understand when our brain might have made up a story about another person, about a situation that we've flooded with information from our background instead of from the situation at hand. So a nice